Hi, this is Eliyahu Holly again, and I'm very, very happy and honored to um, to be here with my friend Hagit Raanan, who is one of the greatest peace workers that I know, and she's done a lot of beautiful peace work between Jews and Arabs and between all peoples actually, and she has just a beautiful life, an amazing story. And let's say hello to Hagit, who's going to demonstrate some powerful and beautiful healing meditations and movement. But Hagit will describe what she's about to do.
Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum. Hi, I'm Hagit, and I'm now very pleased to visit my friend Eliyahu, who asked me to tell you about the kind of meditation that I practice for almost 2 decades, nearly 2 decades. And it's all about the breathing, it's about the power of the sound of the word, and the movement. So it's combination of all these three elements, which I will be very happy to perform for you now. The first one is Ware Soku Kami Nari, which means I am. Any individual is a divine being. But I start first with...
In what language does it mean that?
In Japanese. Thank you, Eliyahu. In Japanese, Ware Soku Kaminari, and I apologize for those of you who are Japanese speakers. Maybe I'm not pronounce it exactly, but that is the meaning of it. So I am a divine being. The second will be, and that will be made a movement and a sound. The second one is movement and sound as well, but it referred to the entire humanity. I mean, all mankind. Doesn't matter what. Nothing. What important is the heart, and it's in Japanese. Jinrui Soku Kaminari. Humanity is divine, and the third one will be based on the humanity is divine, but with no sounds, and only a special breathing technique.
And that will be at the end, after the interview.
Okay, that will be later.
But Hagit, tell us how you came to these meditations and what they do for the world and for us when you do these meditations.
Okay. Actually, we met them at about the same time.
Who did we meet, please?
We met a group, came from Japan, members of the Japanese movement named Byako Shinkokai, which is the sisterhood, brotherhood, if you want, of the white light. The sanctuary, the center located, based in the foot of Mount Fuji. And like 18 years ago, I think, it was start spreading out of Japan all over the world. Now they have a center in New York City, in New York State, sorry, and they known as the World Peace Prayer Society. I believe some of you, at least I hope many of you, met the phrase "May peace prevail on earth" in different forms, mainly on banners, or maybe like as you see here, the peace pole behind me, which is a very humble structure. I mean, as you see, it's a simple pole, and the power that shine out of it is
huge.
Is very big, and but it's the words. Like, this is the power of the words, and it will come in different languages, on different language on each of the faces of this pole.
And they put them all over the world and take no money, make no profit from any of their work.
Profits, nothing, nothing. All the work done voluntarily. You can purchase peace poles on the website, but it will cost you only the price of making it.
And it's in 4 languages.
And it's, there are some, Eliyahu, there are some now with 6 faces, and there are some in, I know in Portugal there is one with 8 faces, and it's a tall one.
So 8 languages.
They have 16 languages.
Okay.
Because they put, I mean, you can put as many as you want. I surely invite you to visit the website of the World Peace Organization. It's www.worldpeace.org. And then you can learn more about this project. Now, as Eliyahu said, there are over than 300,000 Poles around the world, and they are in over the 90 countries. Here in Israel and Palestine, we were very privileged and very happy to have like almost 140. And I repeat, Israel and Palestine, because that's where I live in this piece of land. So we planted along the years in the Gaza Strip, in the different places there, also in the West Bank, and along Israel.
And what is the point of the meditation? Isn't it so that if, first of all, wasn't it received by a great Japanese master after World War II to prevent a recurrence of World War II? And isn't it said that if enough people do it, that that the world will graduate to a higher level of peace and love? Isn't that true?
That's true. It's the founder of the Byakushin Kokai in Japan was a great teacher who is now in the other world. His name is Masahisi Goi, and we call him Goi Sensei, Goi the teacher. And it's all started actually with May Peace Prevail on Earth. And like in Japanese, they say Sekai Jinruiga Heiwa Darim Asuyoni, which means may peace prevail on earth, Yishre Shalom Alei Adamot, and in Arabic, Salam Lil Alam Ajma. And the philosophy, it's first that it's all start with me, and it's all start with the said words. So those banners, just to remind us what is the essence of it all. It started from me, and as many people will join us to do and to think about that concept, and you can do it in whatever way you prefer, whichever suits your path. By the end, it will lead us to may peace prevail on earth.
When you say it starts with me, you mean it starts with each individual.
Of
Isn't
course,
that what you mean?
As I said earlier,
okay.
Warisoku Kaminari, it's I am, and then I emphasize that it's not me, the self, it's any individual. That's each of us has the power to make the difference. We cannot change anything outer than us unless we first change it within us. So that's what we want, that as many individuals around the world will be aware of that, and just become what you want to see around you.
Yes, it's the only way. Okay, Hagit, so maybe you show us how it's done.
Okay, so I will show you now the Warisoku Kaminari first. I am, again, each individual is a divine being, and then okay, so in this one I will make the movement, and I'm looking for a right space, so I don't want to cover anything. Anyway, that sound, it's based on the movement and the heard sound, tones actually.
Friends, feel the energy that comes your way as you watch this. I feel tremendous energy with this.
Warisoku Kaminari. arigato gozaimasu. The next phase is, as we said, referred to the entire humanity. Jinrui soku kami nari, humanity is divine. And I will start now. Please join me. So now we will refer to the entire humanity, saying Jinrui, chanting Jinrui soku kami nari, humanity is divine. And please join me. Jinrui soku kami nari, hai. You.
Thank you, Hagit. Okay, Hagit, that was wonderful.
Thank you.
You know, I feel this silky, smooth energy all over my body after you did each one, and I really feel the what a powerful blessing it is. What does it do for you to do that?
I think that it's just, I mean, that is my path. It's part of my life. I do it often, several times a day, and it reminds me all the time, at all time, any time. It reminds me that peace starts with me. Again, me is me as one individual out of the
7 billion.
Out of 7 billion, yeah, it's a lot. 1 of 7 billion, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, we need to remember
if that one is
each of us,
in her balance,
yeah,
then it's a whole lot.
Even when they are not. So we need to remember that we cannot, as I said before, we cannot change anything. Our first responsibility is, first of all, to change ourselves, and then it will hit and affect the others. And you know it very well because you do it also for many years. You do it, I think, as long as I do it, and you do it in an even more powerful way.
Well, let's not get into that one.
Because you do it in your imagination, and it's...
yes, I do the Wari Soku Kaminari in my imagination, and it brings me great balance and power for life. Hagit, if somebody wants to learn this, can they learn it through the internet? Do they have a film?
I'm not sure, but if you will go to the www.worldpeace.org, or you can try, there is an English website on the Byako, byakko.org. I think there is an online course with a demonstration movement by movement, or you can always ask for people around you, because there are many people all over the world are doing it, and I'm sure that they will be very happy to teach you. So you can either the World Peace webpage or the Biako webpage, and then you can connect the center, or you can connect Eliyahu, and I will try to help him locate a teacher close to your place, wherever you are.
And they're such wonderful people, the members of this Biako Society.
Yes,
They
are.
travel the world to teach this and to bring the peace poles. They pay their own way to go and to teach this. They take no money, and they do it out of love and out of dedication. And I have become a great admirer of the Japanese people through them. And so many amazing healing modalities come from Japan. It's just incredible. There's Reiki, and there's Jorei, there's something called Sokyo Mahikari, and there's macrobiotic food, which is a big key for life, and there's more. That's what just pops into my mind. They have a spiritual genius, which is uniquely theirs, and the ones I've met through Biako are the most beautiful people. My God. So you've been very lucky to connect with them.
I'm absolutely, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity just to be connected with them, and I just admire their devotion and the way they spread the love and the joy, and mainly the not taking a side who is right, no judgmental. They don't go to those places of who is who is
who's
bad
right
and
who's
who
wrong. And I admire that
yeah,
one.
Yeah,
I
that's
really like
just
that.
look the entire humanity through the one heart that connect us, each of us.
How beautiful.
Yeah.
Yofi.
So they are really, I feel very blessed and very privileged to work together with them.
Yes, you are. And they're lucky to work with you. So, okay. Hagit, I would love to ask you about your amazing journey, your spiritual path. So you've done all this beautiful peace work for so many years, and you've also been very strong into meditation and healing, and you still are, I understand. And certainly through the Japanese organization, the Biako. I'd love to know, did you know this when you were a little girl? What were the clues that you would be doing this type of thing? Were there clues? Did you have an idea?
Knowing that we come that we choose our path before we manifest on the surface of this earth. So maybe somewhere in a little draw, somewhere deep in the basement, I had that knowledge, but I was not aware of it.
Okay.
Never.
Look at the camera sometime. Yes.
I was never aware of it at all until, and each of us, we all have our trigs, something that push the button and just, it's a wake-up call. And I got my wake-up call, I think it started, the sound started on June 10th, 1982, when my beloved partner for life, Chaim, was killed in Lebanon in the war that took place that time between Israel and the Palestinian that time were staying in the south part of Lebanon. So actually Chaim was killed by a Palestinian on June 10th, 1982. At that time I was carrying our baby. I was we were waiting for our baby to be born, and caused by the shock or whatever, if you want this way. I've lost the baby like few weeks after his father was killed, and my understanding is that precious soul was all about to tell us that we can be parents, but then it was not the plan. The plan was for that embryo to go and help his father to move on to the other side. So naturally, for a while, I was like very confused, and I didn't know. I didn't feel like I want to be here, and I didn't understand why am I still. What am I doing here? And it took me like 2 or 3 years maybe to realize that if I'm still here, if every morning I would, am I still here? Am I still here? How can it be? And I needed like 3 years just to realize that if I'm here, it must be for a reason. And that was like my wake-up call. Just start looking around me and looking for the purpose, realizing that everything is for some reason and there is a purpose in anything. So what is my purpose? What is the reason? What is my mission? And during the year, I experienced several methods. I was member in different groups, practicing spiritual healing and meditation, and I just deepened my my learning, and then, like as I said, I'm not sure, but like 17 years ago, I first met the people came from Japan, and that was like almost what we can say love at first sight.
Yes.
I just felt this is my path. This is the purpose. This is what I need to do. This is why I'm here. And I'm very, very, very grateful to be connected with that group. Resulted by that, as I said before, we started planting the peace ball because I love the humble presentation of it, the non-judgmental thing. As you may know, we are talking now from Eliyahu house, which is it's in the outskirts of Jerusalem in Israel. And as you may know, this region during the year, we experience lots of tension. Like this region took a big karma in the peace issues around the world, and so we try all the time to find ways how to let others to know that it's possible to do it different. All we need is to change ourselves, and when we look at the other, to see ourselves reflected in that other's soul, because this is what it is. We all reflect each other after all. Anyway, based on that philosophy and the other teaching that I was very honored to learn and practice, I started an educational program which I call it Living in a Culture of Peace, that for many years I ran it with my organization at the time, Bridges of Peace, believing that each of us is the bridge of peace in Israeli and Palestinian schools, Christian, Muslims, Druze, Jews. I mean, we are very lucky to have so many cultures around us, and then to meet the children together. And I saw some beautiful fruits, and I'm still running that plan, educational program.
You go into the schools?
Yes.
And you teach them about what? Loving each other and getting along? And
first of all, loving themselves.
Loving themselves.
Recognizing the power they have and the responsibility, because they are still young. And it's important to say that I learn with young children. I go to elementary school, and I wish one day I can start, even with kindergarten, because I believe that younger we are, fresher we are. Like we don't have all these concepts that the adults around us try to train us to believe in. We are still fresh. So I do go to schools, and I have, like in one of the schools, I have a special group that I meet them twice a week. Now I have two groups that I meet them 2 times a week, and we call it all start from me. זה מתחיל ממני. It starts from me, knowing that we are responsible to anything which is around us. With the idea we cannot change nothing, but we can change ourselves, and that will do the work, because it will radiate all around us.
But Hagit, it's been a hard time lately with the rise of fundamentalism, and I know doors that were open for you to teach and to share this love wisdom. Quite a few doors have closed. Is that right?
That's true.
Including the whole Gaza Strip has closed.
Yeah, that's true.
And I guess it's it can be disheartening to see people closing the door on a chance for life. Well, what do you have to say about this phenomenon of the closing doors, and about what will be here? What do you think?
Before you open the door, you need to close it.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a bit like an opportunity for me to rethink and to go deeper into the understanding again. I cannot change anything, and we all responsible for our action. So, and we don't judge anybody. I mean, this is the path some of the people over there in Gaza chose to do. I used to go to Gaza every week. I knew there's so many people, and since 2000, October 2000, I was not allowed to go there, as well as to most of the places in the West Bank. But you see, we can just offer, and it's the responsibility of the other person, the other, to receive it. And we don't judge. I mean, maybe this is not the time, maybe. And we all know about 2012, and we all know all the big changes around the world started already like over than 20 years ago.
You bet.
And
you bet.
It's a process. It's a process.
That
like,
needs patience.
Yeah, and
we not giving up.
Never give up. There is, I mean, you cannot give up if this is your, this is what keeps you ongoing. I mean, sometimes it is good to ask questions and to doubt, because that is a great opportunity to learn more.
Indeed.
So it's okay to doubt from time to time, and then find the answer again and again and again. And maybe you find a little bit different answer, but it's okay for that given time as well.
So, and you know, we don't know. We may think that it's only a couple of schools, but we don't know the influence that might have. Even one person. One person is a whole world. So I'm sure the time will come when when the doors will open again. And Hagit, you've been invited around the world to talk about what you do. Tell me a little bit about the people who've invited you and the places you've gone, and what that was about.
I was invited along the years to several places, so I'm not sure I know.
And you would talk about your work, is that right?
Yeah, that's true. I was sharing about my work. I was very honored to be invited to speak to some school children in Scotland, in the United States, in different states, in New York, in Connecticut, in Kentucky, sorry, in Seattle, in Dallas. So I was very honored to speak with children and tell them about the children of Israel and Palestine are doing their best, and I recognize the fact that they are responsible and they can make the change.
And and I personally love that you don't take sides. Like some people, a lot of people will be into blaming one side or the other, which is simplistic and not true, if you ask me. And I love it, that you have this wisdom and this love-based wisdom that you don't go taking sides and saying either side is more guilty, as if such a thing could be. And so I really love that about what you do. And what do you think? What do you think
I
about?
want to share something with you.
Go ahead.
And with your viewers. First of all, I want to go a little bit back into my bio.
Go ahead, please.
Okay? And I don't know if you already put online your story, your bio. But it's like coming from one end to almost the other. So it's similar to mine. But I will not tell your story. You will do it much better than me. Anyway, my parents immigrated to Israel from, my father came from Warsaw, Poland, and my mother from Russia, back in the 1932.
Yes.
And that was because, thanks to the awareness of my grandfather on both sides, my father's and my mother's fathers, who already sensed something in the air, and they just brought.
They sensed the danger, the imminent Holocaust.
Yeah.
They were very, very especially wise, because many did not. Yes.
That's true. And my father's father forced his family and my grandmother's family all to come to Israel. There is only one of my grandmother's sister who was not convinced about the coming dangerous before the Holocaust, and she didn't come here, so that is why I never met her. She didn't survive the Holocaust.
Of course.
And then they came here because, as you know, that was kind of a place, a retreat for the Jewish people.
It was a refuge.
Yes.
It was a place to stay alive.
That's right. Along the years, I don't know if you know the history of this place, but before the establishment of the Israeli state, the state of Israel, we had here also like underground.
Yes. The undergrounds forced the British to go.
Yes.
And if the British had not gone, the doors would have stayed closed.
That's true.
To Palestine, to Israel, and the Jews would have continued to be trapped in Europe.
Because anyway, I mean, nobody opened the gates for the survivors or for those that were trying to leave Europe ahead of time. Anyway, my father was, I will not give you like the whole history of all those movements. My father was the chief commander of the Irgun Etzel, which at that time was in the Jerusalem region, so this is my background. The Irgun Etzel was a very right-wing organization, and I learned since I remember myself that this is the promised land and all of that things that we all know. During the year, thank God, my father also was a very liberal person, and I have many examples for that. And actually, the first time I visit any Israeli Arab village, I think I was 10 years or 11 years old, that my father took me to visit that village. And just for me to know that people, I mean, you cannot put a label on a group of people. they are excellent people in any society, and I really don't care what way they choose to worship their path, their belief, their I don't care.
Neither do I.
I know that. That's why I love you so.
I love you too.
And that's the meaning of not judging.
So your point here is, Hagit, that you grew up to honor and appreciate the other. Is that what?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Which is, of course, a spiritual path.
And not to judge anybody. I mean, like.
Beautiful. And okay, Hagit, maybe we'll just close with a few words about what you see for the future of this place, and then we'll maybe close with the last amazing blessing from the Biako.
As we said in our I mean, there is some text that we say from time to time. So it's all going just to fade away. And
what is going to fade away? What?
All those difficulties that we keep on. I mean, we create all these difficulties, all these challenges. I mean, we do that. I mean, we create everything around us. Like, we created this wonderful garden, and we created, like, I mean, you cannot be responsible only of what you think is positive, because sometimes what seems to be positive to your eyes might not be so much for the other. So
we are the creators and the attractors in our lives.
Of course. And I mean, even the thing that we appreciate less, we also share. I mean, everything happened around us. It's in our hand to make it different. So I believe that we can. And I invite you and you, okay, let's get up off the chair and just be that. Or, as I always say, when people ask me, what should we do? We have nothing to do. All we need to is to be.
To be who we really are.
Yeah, just be that. Don't do anything, just be that. When we all remember what is in the core of our hearts, what brings us all together as human beings, which is peace.
And love.
That is love. Unconditional love, it's peace. When we don't judge others, we just accept them. So, and all the rest will fade away, inshallah.
Inshallah. Bezrat Hashem, as we say in Hebrew. And Hagit, how could people contact you? And maybe they want to support your work. So how could they contact you?
I don't know. Can they contact your?
Well, my email.
Web.
They could. I don't have a website, but I have email and my.
Okay.
But you have email too. So
yes,
let them write you.
Yes. Okay. So please, you can make. I also have no. I mean, I have no website. I'm sorry. I do apologize for that. I used to, but no longer. Anyway, it's HRAANAN Raanan at yahoo.com.
Okay. And friends, I can't think of a better place, a better organization to help than Hagit's Bridges of Peace. And you
are also a bridge of peace.
Well,
we all bridges made of peace. We just need to remember that.
Sometimes I call her Bridges. So anyway, okay, thank you. Hagit, now you're going to bless us with one more last amazing blessing from the from the great souls of the Biako.
Okay, this one is somehow similar to the Jinri Soku Kaminari. It's with no sounds, no tones, and it's all with hands and a special breathing which we call it the ocean breathing. So Come in, Nari. Hi. Arigato. Thank you. Toda, shukran.
Arigato.
I love you.
תודה רבה.
This you leave on the website.